Ever wonder why you do the things you do or why humans act in peculiar ways? The fascinating world of psychology offers some truly mind-blowing insights into the quirks and mysteries of the human mind and behavior. Get ready to uncover surprising truths that might just explain why you or your friends think, feel, or act the way you do. Let's dive into these incredible psychological facts. 15. Our brains struggle with long-term deadlines. Why do we procrastinate on big projects? It's because our brains prioritize short-term rewards over long-term goals. Starting a 6-month project feels daunting, while binge-watching a series offers instant gratification. This mental preference for immediate pleasure often leads to delays and last-minute scrambles. The solution? Break large tasks into smaller, time-sensitive steps that make them more manageable and rewarding. By focusing on achievable milestones, you can trick your brain into staying productive and on track. The strategy helps reduce stress, boost motivations, and keeps those dreaded all-nighters at bay. Procrastination doesn't stand a chance with the right approach. 14. High expectations lead to high performance. The Pygmalion effect reveals that when others believe in us, we're more likely to meet or exceed expectations. A well-known study showed students labeled as high potential perform better simply because their teachers had greater confidence in their abilities. This phenomenon highlights how belief and encouragement can positively impact performance. When someone trusts our potential, it boosts our self-esteem and motivation, inspiring us to work harder and achieve more. The lesson here? Believing in others isn't just kind, it's powerful. By fostering positive expectations, you can help unlock trapped potential and make a meaningful difference in someone's success. 13. We see faces everywhere. Have you ever noticed a face in the clouds, the moon, or even your toast? That's Pareidolia, a fascinating psychological phenomenon where we perceive faces in objects. This tendency likely stems from evolution, as recognizing faces was crucial for survival and social connection. Our brains are so fine-tuned for facial recognition that they'd rather see a face where none exists than miss a critical social cue. It's why we spot smiles in tree bark or eyes on cars' front grills. Pareidolia reveals just how deeply our minds are wired to find connection, even in the most unexpected places. 12. Memories are like collages, not snapshots. Think your memories are flawless snapshots of the past? Think again. Our brains assemble memories like puzzles, often filling in gaps with inaccuracies. This is why you might be sure you locked the door or sent that email, only to realize later you didn't. These false memories aren't deliberate lies, they're just your brain's creative way of making sense of incomplete information. It's a natural part of how we process the world, but it can lead to some surprising errors. So next time you're certain about a memory, remember, it might just be your mind connecting the dots creatively. 11. You'll always love the music you heard as a teen. Why does the music from your teenage years still hit different? Neuroscience says it's because our brains are extra sensitive to rewards during adolescence, making the songs we loved between 12 and 22 deeply meaningful. These tunes are hardwired into our emotions, which is why your teenage playlist will always be your ultimate banger collection. 10. We believe what we want to believe. Confirmation bias drives us to favor information that aligns with our beliefs while ignoring evidence that contradicts them. It's why political debates rarely shift opinions and why certain news outlets retain loyal audiences. This mental shortcut makes us feel validated, but can narrow our perspective. Recognizing this bias is the first step toward keeping an open mind, even when Uncle Fred's wild theories sound far-fetched. Challenging our assumptions might be uncomfortable, but it opens the door to growth, understanding, and meaningful conversations. So next time you're tempted to dismiss opposing views, pause and consider the bigger picture. 9. Cute things make us aggressively affectionate. Ever see a fluffy puppy or an adorable baby and feel an overwhelming urge to squeeze them? That's cute aggression in action. This odd but harmless reaction helps balance the extreme positive emotions we feel when encountering something unbelievably cute. It's our brain's way of keeping us from being overwhelmed by adorableness. No, puppies were harmed in the making of this fact. 8. When rules are too strict, we rebel more. Think about that teenager sneaking out of the house after being grounded. This behavior, called reactance, happens when people feel that their freedoms are being restricted. Instead of compliance, strict rules often spark rebellion as we try to regain our sense of autonomy. So, if you're setting boundaries, aim for balance. Too much rigidity could backfire. 7. We'd rather know bad news than be left in suspense. Ever feel a sense of dread when someone says, "We need to talk"? Most of us would prefer to hear the bad news immediately rather than stew in uncertainty. This phenomenon occurs because our brains dislike unpredictability and start working overtime to anticipate outcomes, often imagining the worst. Clarity, even when negative, feels more manageable than the stress of the unknown. 6. Food tastes better when someone else makes it. Why does food always seem more delicious when someone else cooks it? According to researchers, it's because making your own meal involves repetitive exposure to its smells and tastes, which dulls your excitement by the time you eat it. When someone else does the cooking, the anticipation makes the experience more enjoyable. So go ahead, treat yourself to a meal someone else has prepared. 5. It takes 5 positives to outweigh 1 negative. Why does 1 negative comment linger longer than 5 compliments lift you up? It's all thanks to our brain's negativity bias, a survival mechanism that makes us focus on threats or unpleasant experiences. While this was helpful in avoiding danger, it can weigh us down in modern life. The good news, gratitude can help. By actively focusing on positive moments each day, like writing down things you're thankful for, you can retrain your brain to see the brighter side. Aim for a 5-to-1 balance of positive to negative experiences, and you'll be on your way to tipping the scales toward greater happiness. 4. Beginnings and ends are easier to remember than middles. Ever leave the grocery store and realize you only remember the first and last items on your mental list? Welcome to the serial position effect. Studies confirm that we're naturally better at recalling the start and end of experiences, where the middle often gets fuzzy. Whether it's a presentation, a shopping list, or a movie plot, those middling moments tend to fade faster. Maybe it's time to make the middle just as memorable. 3. We care more about one person than a massive tragedy. Would you donate to help millions of starving people or a single child in need? Surprisingly, studies show that we're more likely to help when the problem feels personal. In a University of Pennsylvania study, participants donated more generously to help a single starving child than to address the broader issue of global hunger. Why? When faced with overwhelming statistics, we often feel powerless, but helping one person seems attainable. It's human nature to connect with individual stories over abstract numbers. Catching a yawn could help us bond. Imagine this. You're in a meeting, and someone yawns. Before you know it, you're yawning too. But why? The contagious yawn isn't just a weird quirk, it's a sign of empathy. Studies suggest that yawning when others do could be a way of building social bonds. Interestingly, young children and individuals with lower levels of empathy, such as those on the autism spectrum, are less likely to mimic yawns. So the next time someone yawns, let yourself yawn. You're just showing you care. 1. If we have a plan B, our plan A is less likely to work. Ever find yourself struggling to stay motivated for plan A when plan B seems equally viable? Research from the University of Pennsylvania reveals that having a backup plan can actually hinder your success. When participants considered alternative options, their motivation for their primary goal dropped significantly. This phenomenon ties into expectancy theory, which suggests motivation hinges on our belief in achieving success. Lesson? Focus on plan A with laser-like intensity before thinking about contingencies. And there you have it, 15 fascinating psychological facts that just might change the way you see yourself and others. Which one blew your mind the most? Did we miss a favorite psychology tidbit you love? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey into the quirks of the human mind, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another deep dive into the wonders of psychology. Until next time, keep those brains curious and those questions coming.